Aquarius, hi. So this is going to be a reading for June 15th through the 21st. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. I was looking down at Kai because he's under the table here sleeping, but last I looked at him, his ass was where his head is now. So I'm like, why are their eyes looking at me from his ass? And yeah, it's because he switched positions. So no, it wasn't his ass looking at me. It was actually his eyes, his face. But anyways, glad that got cleared up. The overall energy for the reading, the Hermit. Well, you're kind of introspective here. You're kind of inward. Are you hermiting a little bit? Maybe. Which is not a bad thing. But in the recent past, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Moon. Ooh, kind of stressed out for a very long time about something here. But you're also kind of very secretive, like you hold it to yourself. You're like not sharing. So that's going to contribute to a lot more stress if it's not an energy that you at least, vent, to your best friend or something. You've held on to something for a long time here. And not feeling great. But in the current situation, the King of Swords, the World card, the Three of Pentacles, you're definitely very, very determined to put an end to a cycle here that has to do with the partnership. So I don't know what that means. It could mean anything. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're ending the partnership. It's just a cycle that has to do with this. Okay, in the immediate future, the Empress, the Eight of Pentacles, the Emperor. Wow, that's a beautiful kind of balanced energy here, because I see you working on something with somebody, and it's like the perfect, like you complement each other in a nice way, where together you make like a whole, but you're definitely working on something together here. Super nice. Okay, let's clarify. Let me do the Hermit. The Five of Wands, the Fool, the Four of Wands. Alright, there's a commitment here that you're showing me that you're fully invested in, at least energetically speaking. You're showing me 100% openness to it. But something happened within this commitment. Something problematic potentially. And you're taking some time with that. You're kind of like, I just want to sit with this for a little bit before I really respond to it. To what's going on here, or before I kind of draw a conclusion from this. Let me do the Nine of Swords in the recent past. The Knight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Sun. It's something you want to do, and you're very, very almost stubborn about it, like beyond determined. There's a sense of stubbornness to it, like I'm for sure gonna do this. And it's going to be great. Not only am I going to do this, but it's going to be fucking amazing. But you weren't doing it. You were really, really stressing about doing something. But I don't see you doing it necessarily. So the fact that the drive was so up there, in the, ooh, I really want. And you're usually the type that, when you set out to do something, you do it. You don't really stay in that energy of stressing about it too much. But this time around, I'm not even sure that you did whatever that is. Because you're so much in the, let me stress about it part. Let me do the Three of Wands. For the Three of Wands, you get the Queen of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands. Okay, so whatever it is that you wanted to do or bring to the table, definitely you knew that it was going to change things. Things are going to look completely different from here on out once I set this in motion. Like you just knew that things are going to be different if you were to do whatever this is. Okay, maybe that's why you were stressing about it. Let me do the moon. For the moon, you get the Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Six of Swords. Did it imply, whatever this was that you wanted to do, like you leaving for a little bit away from something that you cared about or someone that you cared about? Because I see you keeping it not only away from you, this thing that you want to do, but from somebody else that you care about. In your mind, to protect them. In your mind, knowing that, hey, whatever I'm about to do is going to change things up. So somebody might not like it. So I'm going to try to protect them, and I'm not going to tell them shit. Well, that might have made it worse. You know, if indeed you ended up doing whatever this is. Definitely worse for you, because it's like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself there. I don't know, because I just see you out of the need to protect someone you care about, maybe even backing away from this whole thing that felt important to you, significant to you. So I'm not sure if you even went through with whatever that is, even though there's a lot of determination locked in there. But let's do the King of Swords in the current situation, the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. Okay. You know how sometimes you're connected to someone, let's say a friendship, right? And let's say it's an old friendship, someone you've been dealing with for decades. And then, I don't know, last few years maybe, things are looking a little off, a little, something's going on here, and it's just not the same, and it's just not resonating much with me, this friendship of mine. And you're trying to kind of go back in history there, in the history of whatever this is, and trying to pinpoint the exact place in which things took a turn. You know, that's kind of what this looks like. Like you're trying to end the cycle here based off of, I don't know, this worked until it didn't. And I feel like you're trying to be quite specific, or maybe even know the time in which it started just not making sense. Something about this partnership that I'm looking at right now. So it's one of those, I think this needs to go because it's no longer working. Not in the way it used to. You know? Like, I'm not sure if you're shutting it down, but there's definitely resistance to you even participating further. For the World card, you get the King of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Star. And I feel like you've been fair to this process. Like, you didn't just come here and say, hey, fuck this shit, it's not working out for me, so bye. You've given it a lot of thought, a lot of, care to the whole situation. And that was your intention, to just sit with it until you are clear, about what you want to do, what you want to end or not end, or, what you want to do moving forward here for yourself. Let me see the Three of Pentacles in the current situation, the Seven of Cups, the World card, the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's definitely about moving on from something, from this partnership potentially. So that's what the cycle closing represents. A sense of, I have nothing to give here anymore, so I need to start going in a direction in which I got something to give, I got something to offer. Not here. Okay. And for me, it does feel like a friendship. It could be something else. But, leaning towards work or family too, but more like a friendship to me. But let me do the Empress in the Immediate future, you get the Three of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Cups. Interesting. Whoever this is, and I'm not sure which one of these two energies that I'm looking at, I'm not sure which one is you. But whoever this is has gone through a lot of pain and is kind of still going through that pain, but they managed to turn that into something they can learn from, something that can, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger type of a deal. So they managed to kind of transmute that pain and learn from it and grow from it. And it's fucking amazing the way it looks like here. So whoever this is, kudos to them. They're by your side. If it's not you, it could be you. But let's do the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Swords. Whatever it is you're working on, no matter how many resources you think you may have for this, no matter how, you know, passionate you are about it, because I see both parties engaging in a very passionate manner, watch out for burnout, because that passion is going to run out if you don't pay attention. I see it dropping and then being like, I'm done. You know, I got nothing. Yeah. So take breaks. Do whatever you need to, because whatever it is you're working on looks great, looks awesome. But if you put everything from the get-go in there, you might run out of energy soon enough, because it's a lot of energy, whatever this is. So just keep an eye out for if you feel at any given point that you're getting tired, take a break. It's okay. It's not going anywhere, whatever this is, you know. But if you don't take that break, then you might get to the point of just fucking it all together, because it's like, I got nothing to work with here anymore, you know. So for the Emperor, in the immediate future, you get the Ten of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Strength card. Ooh. Very, very interesting energies here. Because while this energy is kind of, again, taking the pain, the heaviness of whatever it is that they've experienced throughout life, and even through this process of working on something with you here, and they've taken that and turned it into something beautiful, I feel like this energy is kind of trying to do the same. I don't know what this is that you're working on. And as beautiful as it looks energetically, I feel like it's very tough in the physical. Like it's hardcore. It's not easy, whatever this is. So the both of you are going to come into this probably a little bit from different perceptions. One energy is trying to turn something nasty into something beautiful. The other energy is kind of doing the same thing, but they don't have that sharp ability to do that exactly in the way that the other energy is doing it. So it's kind of like, even though it's tough and heavy, I'll try to make the best of it, but they're still feeling the heaviness more than, you know, the best of it. So they're more geared to feel the heaviness of things than the other energy. Where the other energy definitely has that capability to feel the heaviness of things. They just choose to learn from it and to grow from it in a beautiful way, you know. And while they're trying to do the same thing, it's not working out the same. So it's just going to be different approaches. Still a lot of investment on both ends. And as I said, as beautiful as this looks energetically, I get the sense that whatever this is in the physical is pretty tough, you know. It's not as easy as it looks. But there's determination and there's participation on both ends. So that's good to see. From the universe for you, as a final advice, you get the Two of Wands, the Hangman, the Star. Again, you're in a process of, right now, you're in the process of really sitting with something. Just not jumping into conclusions, just not, you know, making choices that might change your life forever, just like that. You're like, no, I'm going to give myself however much time I need for this. Like, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. I'm not going to let anything pressure me. And I'm just going to sit with this for as long as I feel is right, until I make a decision about how to move forward within this partnership that's at play right now in the current situation. So, good. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.